Yeah, welcome back, welcome back. You locked into Fantastic Friday here on News Talk 93 FM. I want to say big up to everybody. Got it locked in on the Instagram live at Fantastic 93 FM. Big up to those who got it locked in on the radio at 93 FM on your FM dial. Those of you on the internet at newstalk93fm.net. Wagwan, wagwan, wagwan. Cardi Shakespeare says, many thanks to Fantastic Fridays. It's a part of my me time. Yeah, Fantastic Friday is a little show where you can just come and all our vibe, just chill and just meet people. Yeah, big up the Fantastic family. Right about now is the reunion time now, so everybody's supposed to forward in because Christmas season are gone. So shout out to Unbeatable Champion. She was one of the original one them from back in the day. Still checking in, 2-3 years later. Bad Girl Chevy, large up yourself. Carty Shakespeare from them time there. Big up to Ricardo Porteous. Yeah, man. Big up to the family, there, man. Quite a few. Tori Cassell. Too cute. Yeah. Quite a few of them. Yeah, many names to remember, people. Large up yourself to also Mecca.
You know him in that term, Vito.
I know all of the crew as well, people. Large
and the Fantastic Babies.
And Dora, too. We are Dora the Explorer. Well, I think some other name, but yeah.
And we had the Fantastic Babies. Cause guess what? It's a family now, you know?
Yeah.
It's a family. We love it. We love it. All right, so guys, welcome back. Welcome back. You are still in the segment called Talk the Ting with Kim. And if it is that you are just joining, we're discussing 24 things to do before 2024 ends. Unbeatable said 3 years later. And then we laugh.
She win. No, but you've won before. I see you come up here at Calica Prize already. So you're on the first year.
Yeah, we have pictures of you on our social media. Yeah. You come and collected prizes. Mm-hmm. But yeah, guys. So if it is that you're just joining in, we're just listing 24 things. We're going to do part 1 this week. So we're going to be like halfway there this week. And then we do the other half next week. And if it is that you have things that you want to add to this list, you can always drop us a DM at Fantastic93FM, or you can send us a message at 792. Well, let me start with 876 792-3530. And we always review that. We always look into the tips that you guys share. And I tell you, we learn from you guys just as much as we learn from you. All right. So, number 1. Just to go over, evaluate and acknowledge your unaccomplished tasks and goals. Number 2, spend as much quality time as possible with your loved ones, family, friends. Number 3, know your current health status, and if possible, find a designated doctor. So these are all things that we're hoping that you can either accomplish or basically start working on before the year ends. Number 4, choose your path. Ensure it's not something you're doing because of anybody else or some external expectation or social media tell you so you need to be one bad chef where you know you don't like cook. Them something there, right? Choose your path that is best for you. Number 5, choose it or lose it. We need to acknowledge that if there's something we're unhappy about and we're not doing something about it, we're choosing it. So whether it is infidelity, the person have too much man or too much woman, but we're with them, we are choosing multiple man and multiple woman too, because you don't have to stay.
Yeah.
Right? So whatever you're not doing, so the weights that we keep on, I said, boy, is like it not left way, it loyal. We are choosing it because we don't have to be loyal to unhealthy habits, right? Let them go. And then the next one, I said, learn to make time for me time, because a better you, a more peaceful you, a more centered you is better for everybody around you.
Yeah.
Right? So the better we are, the better we are to others around us, and anything that we're hoping to achieve, we'll be better at it because we're more at peace. Then number 7, read more. And this one came from a quote that I saw this week, and it said, the man who does not read has no advantage over the man who cannot read. And that was deep.
Yeah, people, apparently reading is very important to your development. Like, you see, even though sometimes, as I say, we go some browse and fast on social media, part of that is reading, but it's the type of content. So
Yeah,
something
we're not the mix up with the
educational. Because if you mix up with the Cascas, you'll find that the words out of your mouth will be in
mix
the
up on
Cascas
yes,
nation.
exactly.
Right. So all you simply have to do is just transform that time from reading the Cascas to reading something educational, uplifting, motivational,
spiritual, whatever
even
it
something
is.
along your career path. You want to be a doctor, lawyer, Indian chief? Well, read upon the path before you even go to school. Nobody say, yeah, save up to go to school. And then wait till you start school to decide to take up one
and
book.
say you don't like it.
Prepare yourself from before. Do the stuff that you can do for free. So if you want to learn online, watch 2 YouTube course, read up. That's what we're talking about. Positive movement of the mind.
And that's the thing. We'll never stop learning, you know. So why are we going to stunt our own growth, right? You want to be able to engage in conversations. You want to be able to understand certain things. You don't want other people to dictate to you and tell you, so it go. Because the reality is not everybody's agenda is a good one. So if every day Lionel come to me and say, Kimmie, so it go, you know, I'm just exercise and I never question it for myself. I don't read it for myself. That's not a good look. Because you need to know, because reality is Lionel can learn from you too.
Yeah, we learn from each other. If you have people in your life where you not learn from, sorry to say, they might be in your way.
I like that. Sorry to say, they might be in your way. And that's the reality.
You suppose you can teach people things and them can teach you things as well. Even if it's a child. Because we have some young people in my life who may help. And, you know, you guide them along with some subject. They might know what going on at school. This happened and this change. And you're supposed to be learning from each other. You can't just come and talk about the same old news every day, you know, sir? Yep.
So be open to reading more. I mean, no enough away. I got to say, boy, I mean, I really want to go read now. You know, we're not really into the reading thing because we look at that depending on the content that we read. We want to read love story and we want to read action and we want to read storybook, but we don't really want to educate ourselves. Find more interesting ways. As Lana say, you can go up on YouTube, you can Google something, how to, as we said chef earlier, right?
Yeah.
How to cook.
Yeah.
You understand? You
start
can
look up
that
some
up.
recipes and menus and style. Yeah, start watch some video where the chef show them name. Watch out some of that.
All of them,
so you
right?
know the term them and them.
And them tell you what the spice is. Because usually in those shows, them explain, I add this spice because this adds like a little smokiness to the meat. And you say, oh yeah, that make the meat smoky. I'm gonna try that next time. So that's how you learn.
Exactly.
Right? So learn from something. It can even be a skill. Kind of always say we want to learn for work from home or we want to start with one business. Find something that you're good at. No people teach them. I've seen makeup artists teach themselves makeup from other makeup artists online, and them are big bad makeup artists now.
The problem with them is that they think that, oh God, you have to wait until class to start for read.
You have to pay for your course.
Read is free, people.
And all of that.
You're really kind of just paying for them to kind of explain it to you sometime, but you can actually
and
know the course.
And the same lecturer are going to send you for go read. So you're paying to be told to go read. Because they're going to tell you that you're reading for your degree. So you could sit down and get these same books and read. It's just that you're not got the paper or say you're certified in it. But if you have the knowledge, because enough time of the knowledge get people jobs. I know people without degrees, but because they have the knowledge base. But not anybody with a degree, because that was just theory. They have the practice. Don't sell yourself short.
Yeah, reading is
right. So read, learn something new, challenge yourself, think outside of the box. There are some people I talk to sometimes they give me some random facts. I'm gonna say, well, you know them something there for. Like I think I was talking about the strongest currency the other day, and they're like, no, the strongest currency is this, and I was like, no, I don't know. Well, I didn't know. I was just trying to debate it just because, right? Because that's how I am, right? But then I googled it, and I was like, so how you know that? They're like, oh, it's just random things that I find out about, and then. When in that I start research and start realizing, well, Canadian dollar is the 5th strongest currency in the world. In not Canadian, Cayman dollar. I was like, Cayman dollars are strong. I was shocked. But because that conversation piqued my interest to go check up the strongest currency and how far Jamaica falls.
No, sir.
Right? But I was surprised when I found that the Cayman dollars was like the 5th strongest in the world. Guys, I never said in the Caribbean. I never said like 1 or 2 countries in the world. Go and go check it out. The top 10 currencies for the world. So like just educate yourself on these things. It may not ever be something you discuss ever, but it's knowledge. And more time, those things cause you to research other things. And then you find out a whole new interest that you have that you never knew that you had, right? Because now me I was like, look at that free living at Cayman, it's not money, stuff like that. I'm just saying, do your research, right? So are you gonna read more, Sir Lionel?
Yes, definitely.
Please do. I'm gonna do it too. I've been saying I'm going to read like a book every month or something, but guess what? You see when you're doing that, be realistic with yourself, to know what your schedule is like, know what life is like for you right now. I was doing that when I was studying and telling myself every 2 months, oh, I need to take a book outside of school and read. I didn't have the time for it then. So analyze that too. So maybe it's not a book a month. Maybe for you it's a book every 3 months. But find an educational book. I'm like them educational, think big, grow rich. I like them something, If caterpillars can fly, so can I. I've been saying for the longest while I want to read Rich Dad Poor Dad. Oh no, I don't do it. Probably 2025 is my year, right? So analyze all of that and read more.
Yeah.
Number 8. Give yourself some credit and celebrate your wins, no matter how small they are. So this is something that we don't do a lot of. We are so quick to focus on what's not going right for us. We're so quick to focus on the unaccomplished task. The year done, what have we not done? We're so quick to focus on, my day was bad because we never get the party we want. Right? We focus on the negativity and we use that to brush with whole life and the whole everything, the whole journey that we're on. But then when you realize the different party way you get, you really never mash up your day. It was a good day all around. It was a day that you could buy lunch. It was a day that you had co-workers that you have a good time with at work. All of these things. We always zoom in on the one negative thing and all of a sudden, boy, Lana, I had a bad day. What made your day bad? Some never get the party no more. Right? But we zoom in and we do that all the time, and then we feel like we don't accomplish nothing, but then you've accomplished so much. And this one was inspired by a video that I watched once again on social media, right? And I say that because most times we think, oh, social media is just for mix up and kias and waste of time. I learned so much from it. It's just what you choose to learn, what you choose to watch and learn from. And the video that I saw was a teacher with his students. So what the teacher did was had the students line up and he gave them like 6 different papers and say, hey, jump to each, right? And they were able to jump to each until them get to the end. Then them said, okay, remove 5 papers, and they had the last one there and said, all right, now jump to the one at the end on the song. Nobody, them tried it 1,000 times, nobody could get there, right? And he said that's the reality. You have to understand that you have to make a journey, you have to evaluate the steps, and then you can't skip no step. So most of we know we're on step 3 now, but guess what? Because it's not the end that we feel we not accomplish nothing, because it's now 2024 wrapping up and we still not reach the full way. But we not acknowledge to say, okay, like in my case, I don't have a degree. Kim, you can probably go make some demands now because before you never have much talk. You understand? Stuff like that. Not saying that's the only way you can progress in life, but that's something that I need to learn to celebrate, to say, yeah, you may not be where you want to be. You may not have the house on the hill with the 6 car away, one for each day of the week. That's not my goal, but I'm just saying, if that's your goal, one for the 7 car and one for every day of the week, or one you drive on weekends, whichever way you want to spin it, right? But you have to learn to celebrate the steps. I remember a friend of mine that one time she was, I think was last in a year, and she was like, oh, she never accomplished this and she never accomplished that, and woe is me, all of this, right? And I said to her, I understand not being where you want to be, but you've done so many changes in this year. You changed job mostly 2 times. And as you've said, this one pay better than the last 2. You have more free time with this job. Like, there were little things, as much as it never seemed like a big change. But she was like, oh, I get to see my daughter more. I can pick up my daughter from school. All these things. Those are steps in the right direction. It may not be the grand thing that she probably want to be a manager or a director or something, but she's in a job that's paying her better. She have a bit more time to spend with her daughter. Those are small wins that we need to celebrate. You cannot get to the end goal without taking those steps. So celebrate the step there. Alright? So that is what I'm going to encourage you before the year ends. Make a list of your wins. You'd be surprised how your mood change when you actually put it down on paper. Because you know what's going to happen? You can start write down some, and then somewhere you even forgot about, or probably never even acknowledge, it's going to cross your mind. And it's like, oh yeah, but you did that too, And somebody get my license. We never celebrate that. Oh, say, me did, whatever it is, or this is my first Christmas tree, or my first Christmas decoration. All these years before I've wanted to decorate and I've never done that, but I was able to do it this year. Whatever it is, whatever that looks like for you, celebrate the wins. It helps against depression. It helps against those mental health challenges that we have. It helps you to remember that you're on a part of something and you're doing something. Nobody, you can't show me nobody right now that is not achieving anything at all. Whether it's something positive or negative, they might achieve something. I promise you. Right? So celebrate it. Now, for tip number 9. Number 9.
Okay.
Number 9.
Never have choose to go. Come.
All right. Choose to make time for your health or choose to make time for your illness. And that is very self-explanatory, right? Choose to, and this is something that I was literally saying to myself when I wrote this, because I remember evaluating something the other day and I said, boy, that's expensive. And, to buy that or eat that way, that's expensive. Vegetables aren't cheap. This isn't cheap. All of that. But then a reminder happened, or somebody said to me, but the money you spend now, you're good to could have spent in the future on medical bills and doctor visit, and you have to consult 4 other doctors, and then you have to have this medication every month. And chances are it's not one medication, it's about 6, because the one medication causes about 6 other side effects and all those things, right? So the things that we are trying to be wise about now, I want to use my money wisely. So instead of me buy the all natural fruit juice that's like $600, we can buy a soda for 2 bills. We say 4 bills, but at 4 bills, going to multiply. In the future, you're going to spend way more than 4 bills on your health, right? And you're going to have to choose, you're going to have to make time for your illness, because now you can't do much. Now you have to maneuver around your illness. You have to try to exist with your illness. Why not choose time for your health now, so you can delay the illness or make it non-existent? I know people in their 70s never take a medication in their life. Never. Him not sick for purpose, right? And him just tell me, say, Kimmie, just do a little walk around my yard every day. Him never say him go gym or nothing, Him just walk around him yard with him can him not eat certain things, him not do certain things. You can't get him drink no juice with like no artificial, You can't get him to that. Him always having veg, anything him eating, him have veg in it. Like just little things. And to us it sounds like something big because it's not our lifestyle, but when you really analyze it, it's not like a big thing he's doing. All we have, that either we stay with somebody, or we reside in a somebody home or our own home, or we rent somewhere. There's space you can walk around in the house, in the room. When you hang out close on the line, all these things, right? So just make time for your health, or you're going to have to make time for your illness. All right. Number 10. Evaluate your finances before the year done, guys. Evaluate your finances. Enough of we never want to do that one, Enough of we don't want to do this one, right? Start your new year on the right note by at least being aware of your current financial situation. Find answers to the following questions. Number 1. How much am I making every month? Write it down. Number 2, how much am I spending every month on average? Number 3, how much debt do I have? These are hard topics sometimes for persons, but you can do it in your own solitude, right? You don't have to discuss with nobody if you don't really want nobody to know. But you have to be honest with you. So how much debt you have? Are your bills paid? All of them something. You have no bills were outstanding from up you still go. The bill collector call you about, or you just change the address about 6 times because you don't want to can try. All of them something there, right? What are your monthly unavoidable expenses? What are your yearly unavoidable expenses? Am I spending beyond my means? Is my credit card making me overspend? Because you see that credit card, sometimes make we buy things that we can't really afford, because them tell us, hey man, buy it now and then you can pay it over time. But we couldn't afford stuff. We couldn't did afford the trip, or we couldn't did afford the hotel or whatever. But we're doing it, and then say man, mega pay it off over the year. But reality is you couldn't afford it in the first place, and now we're living beyond our means because we've now become dependent on this credit card. I've seen so much people stress out about a credit card.
Yeah.
I've seen this lady in my office one time. She get Victor just cut her card right in the office right there, and she's like, "But tired of this," right? Because we've bounded ourselves to it. We've lived beyond what we can afford with the plan to, all right, we're gonna pay it back. But guess what? Expenses now stop. People go pay it back,
Yeah.
So if you couldn't afford it in the first place, you still can't afford it. That's the reality. So before the year done, sit down and analyze your finances. How much you're making? Are you making enough? We had a finance conversation where the guest that we had said you need to evaluate that, and if it's something that's not suiting the life you have or the life you want, look for something else. Because chances are it might be the exact role, It might be a secretary, and somewhere else is gonna pay you more to be a secretary. Another Caribbean country hint, might pay you more to be a secretary. I'm just saying, because the whole conversation about, we're the lowest paid in the region. I'm just playing on that. But this reality, somewhere else might value you more as a secretary, and you probably are the less work, or the same, or even more. But guess what? You're getting compensated better, right? So evaluate the finances, because maybe that's a game plan you need to do. Change your job. Do you have any investments? Do you have sufficient insurance if something was to happen? Is that covered? And I'm going to stop at 11 for tonight, because this one, I think we have to expound on it for the rest of the show. Get rid of junk. I'm going to say that again, because a lot of us are hoarders and we don't even know it.
Wow.
Get rid of junk. So, one of the most impactful things to do before the end of the year is to get rid of clutter. Make a list of the most cluttered areas in your home, and then plan to tackle each one by one. If there's anything that doesn't serve you anymore in any way, it's time for it to go. In case it's still in good condition, you can sell it or donate it, or once it's not worth it or it's not worth keeping, just throw it away. You won't believe how free this makes you feel as you enter the new year, right? So get rid of the junk, guys. The things that just say, you might use it before the year done, and a 4-year no, it's still not a coupon. Get rid of the junk. So that's it for Talk the Ting with Kim this week. We're gonna have a part 2 next week. I hope you guys learned a lot.
Yes, people, hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Big up to all the people that got it tuned in. Congrats to our winner, unbeatable champion. See you guys next week.
Be safe, guys. Have a good one.